just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to Amber for being a fantastic artist in residence. When Julie and I met you, we were very excited, and we've never had anything quite like this. We've never had anybody repurposing objects and the gallery changing daily.
Every aspect really of the residency has been fantastic. Being in this space, working in this space, which is just such a wonderful space to work in, where you have people coming in and they're talking to you about your work, so you're engaging with people. For me, it's kind of a perfect marriage because it's quite important to me. I like working with other people, and I like facilitating other people's artistic development, if you like. Not necessarily in the sense that you're teaching or telling someone what to do, but that you're giving someone an opportunity, perhaps someone who doesn't ordinarily make art, or maybe they do, and it's providing the raw materials and facilitating that.
So what has been the main theme of the work you've done here, which has resulted in this exhibition?
Well, my starting point, my working title is Vivre au milieu des plantes, which translates as Live Among the Plants. And what I found is that when I came into the gallery initially, some of the ideas that I'd had about how I wanted to develop my ideas kind of went out the window. I made this on my first day here, and I think initially it's a map essentially. It's kind of mapping my ideas and thoughts on the first day, and then it's kind of a reference point to come back to at various times.
Can you relate bits of it to things that we'll see in the gallery now?
One of the things I'd been thinking about initially was caryatid,
yes,
which is what the two
yes.
columns are.
Yeah.
They're inspired by the women in South Africa who I used to see when I was little, who carry all of their washing on top of their heads, and so the print on the fabric it's a swan, and the swan kind of reminded me of these women who are kind of walking along incredibly gracefully with this load on their head, so weighed down by this incredible load, but who on the surface look incredibly elegant and beautiful.
It's a lot to do with balance.
A lot of the things I make, yes, are kind of concerned with balance and
quite precarious balance.
Absolutely.
Can you explain a connection between this piece here?
This sky is a stork, and I suppose the symbolism for me is that where you've got the wren's nest and the eggs inside, it kind of symbolises new birth, so rebirth, new life.
And the wonderful creature, who you tell me is a rain hog?
He's been affectionately named the rain hog, yes. So he'd been growing above our door for 14 years, and where he'd become that heavy, where the thatch had become that heavy above our door, it sort of forced our hand to cut this down, and I loved it, and I didn't want to throw it away. And in the spirit of kind of arte povera, I brought him into the gallery and combined him with some branches that I'd been given by a friend, and he just transformed. He became something else, and I like that he's been growing for 14 years, so he has this kind of history, and I suppose the last 14 years it's quite significant. I've been living in that house for roughly 14 years, and he's been growing with me for 14 years, and yeah.
He's earned his lying down.
He's earned his lying down.
And beyond is obviously a drawing from him.
Yes,
which is
absolutely.
Lovely, yeah. That creature,
yeah.
He's gone on back into the landscape.
I can see that. I came across a brilliant quote by Giacometti the other day, where he has a bronze sculpture of a fish, and he was talking about this fish that he'd sculpted, and he spoke about how he wanted to capture the spirit of the fish. And I think in the same way with the drawing, more than kind of a faithful representation, I think it captures the spirit of the hog, if you like. Week 3, only about 10 days left.
Video diary week 3, how's it been?
It's been phenomenal. Taking part in the workshops, running the workshop, which was something I was looking forward to from the get-go. And I think you're being given the opportunity to make art and do something that you love, but also it's working with other people, which for me it's quite important. I thought maybe if everyone wants to, we could have a look at everyone's work.
Some things it enhances, some things it kind of blurs, and also I like the way it draws your eye to things.
And periodically, depending on where the light is, you'll have this beautiful coloured light, square of sunlight.
And it's about getting anything actually and creating structures with it and sculptures. I kind of like that it's organic, but then there's also things that are man-made there.
Did you have fun making it?
I had a lovely time.
Yeah.
So not what I started off trying to do, but I'm kind of curious about why this was the result where I started.
It's I think you said live among the plants or live with the plants. So I took that rather literally because I didn't know where else to start. So I envisaged these tiny people, and then also we saw an exhibition yesterday that had things like this but much better. So I imagined the tiny people living amongst these huge plants. And I discovered that Coke cans cut so easily.
I didn't do anything to do with, well, I used plants, but I didn't do anything.
There you go.
Well, although it did, it was going to be a headdress, but it won't stand up because it just flops down. So now it's more like a dress. I've just ruined this strap so it doesn't hang right now. I think it's a bit like, I was thinking about Alien vs Predator. Yeah. Because that's a bit what it looks like. And then it's kind of morphing into something more creaturey over this side.
So I wanted to do something that involved weaving. The other thing was it was an exercise in trying to get something that would stand up without falling over. Yeah. It wouldn't take an awful lot of breeze to make it, I don't think.
Is there a link between this one and the second one that you made?
No, the second one was just, I really like that piece of bark.
Well done, Janet. Oh, their knees. Where is they gone?
I tried to make a tree sort of being conjoined with a building, showing how, human beings. I like the honeycomb look because, humans are always busy bees. Sometimes I look at all the streams of offices and complexes that we build, and they look just like that. They have such a patterned, straight set look about them. As if...
How did everyone find it? Was it fun? It was fun. When you're actually running the workshops, you get feedback. So you're getting feedback from the participants, and they're telling you get to see how they respond to you as someone in that role where you're facilitating the workshop. Also, for me, it's a chance to see how do I get on, and am I any good or am I completely rubbish? And also with the making side, being here, this is a completely new experience for me. I've never been given a residency before. It's the first thing post graduation, really, apart from something that we've all taken part in as a university group.
It was where to start and what to springboard from, and then how within like 5 minutes of thinking that you'd suddenly got an idea and you were away.
That's really crazy.
Teaching is definitely something that I've thought about. I've thought about art therapy also as a potential career going forward. And being here, I think taking part in the residency, it's a perfect opportunity actually to question those things. I think a career that gave me the opportunity to do both, to still be making art, but also working with people in some way would be very lovely.
I just love the spontaneity of it, and I know everybody who's chatted to has really enjoyed the interaction with you. And so I want to say a very big thank you from Julie and myself, and from Melanie, and from everybody at Courtyard. I hope you can repurpose things. Initially in a vase, beyond that.
It opens up lots of different things. I remember being quite frustrated where other people make. That was the first one I made, and I wanted a kind of natural material as the base. The way everything's come together at the end, it doesn't feel like, I was saying to Francis, it doesn't feel like a kind of end point.